Black mold, also known as Stachybotrys Chartarum, grows in moist places where it has been flooded. Experts have discovered that being in damp areas seemed related to respiratory illnesses, such as upper respiratory symptoms, coughing, wheezing, and asthma symptoms in people who did not previously suffer from them.
So now we are in October, which is the starting point of rainy season. And the rainy season can impact the growth of mold. Why? Because when it rains, it causes flood. And once it floods, it causes moisture to be grown in surfaces. So surfaces started to be moisture. And when surfaces are moisture, it allows spores to be produced. And once spores are produced, molds can grow very easily and it can impact our health. As mentioned before, mold can produce respiratory problems or illnesses in our life. So that's why a rainy season is a very dangerous time for us, because not only that it can impact our daily activities, but it also impacts us by our health because of mold. And second is the coronavirus pandemic, which is happening right now. The virus itself can cause respiratory illnesses or problems in our life. So basically right now we have two problems that leads to respiratory problems, which are, first is mold growing in rainy season, and the second one is the coronavirus, which can lead to respiratory problems as well.
And that is why we are here to provide a possible solution where we are researching the potential of garlic, Allium Sativum, as a black mold Stachybotrys Chartarum organic removal. My name is Valeria and I'm working together with my friend Keija. We are from SMP Citahati Christian School, and let's just get to it.
So the aim of our research is to evaluate garlic's effectiveness as a potential black mold organic removal. And the research question for our research is, how effective is garlic as black mold organic removal?
And here we are to the garlic extract section. The garlic extract is an oily and slightly yellowish liquid that we have attempted to extract from the garlic. And now moving on to the ingredients and materials. For the ingredients, we'll simply be needing garlic, of course, and ethanol of 95%, and also some potato dextrose agar, also known as PDA. While for the apparatus, we'll be needing a blender, or some may use a mortar and pestle, some beakers, a gauze tripod, although we use a stove, a thermometer, materials for the distillation process, some petri dishes, and an autoclave to sterilize them in. Not to forget the vernier caliper used to measure our results. Okay, so our procedures have been divided into 3 sections, namely the garlic extraction, the mold preparation, and of course, the application. So first, for the extraction process, we have chopped up some garlic cloves and crushed them with a blender. Again, you can use a mortar and pestle for that. We then weighed them into 20 grams, 50 grams, and 80 grams into 3 separate beakers. We added 100 milliliters of 95% ethanol in each beaker and we let it sit for 90 minutes. After those 90 minutes passed, we distillated the compound at 80 degrees Celsius to let the ethanol evaporate. Next thing we did was to prepare our Stachybotrys Chartarum. First, we prepared our potato dextrose agar, or PDA, and we sterilized our petri dishes in the autoclave. Once the petri dishes were sterilized and our PDA was ready, we collected our mold with a swab and placed it on the PDA. We let that sit for about a few days and let the mold grow a little bit on the PDA.
So now this is the procedure of how to apply the garlic extract to the mold. First, we need to prepare a petri dish with mold inside of it, and then we need to take the garlic extract and we need to apply it to the mold. We're going to conduct 4 trials for each sample, and after that we're going to leave it for 9 days to check the result, and after 9 days we're going to come back to measure the mold-free area using a vernier caliper. And after we're done measuring it, we're going to analyze it using an ANOVA test.
And yeah, the table right there and the bar graph over here, that is the results that we have taken from our experiment so far. According to our analysis and research, we have specifically chosen 95% of ethanol only because it's a good organic solvent. Next thing that we need to know is that we chose to distillate the compound at specifically 80 degrees Celsius because the boiling point for ethanol is 78.778 degrees Celsius, while the boiling point for garlic extract is somewhere around 248.6 degrees Celsius.
So this is the result of the ANOVA test.
And now moving on to our conclusion. For now, garlic, or also known as Allium Sativum, still has the potential as a natural antifungal solution to get rid of black mold, also known as Stachybotrys Chartarum. And for the future work, we would try to use the mold that has already been grown in an isolated area, so the time needed to do the experiment would be shorter, and also to add more soaking time with the garlic and the ethanol, and also adding more variables to the garlic ratio. That would be our plans for the future work.
Thank you for listening to our presentation.
And remember, we clove you. Have a clove for a mold-free life.